Let's see if this fixed it. I'm hearing noises. Wow. Okay, so let's see if that fixed it. We should be live everywhere again.
I can't even see. Do you have the OBS stuff up
Okay,
or?
so let's see if that fixed it. We should be live everywhere. I have it on here.
I can't even see. Do you have the OBS stuff up or?
I can share the screen again if you want me to share, but I'm afraid to
Oh, no,
do
no,
that.
no. I don't need to. It's
Okay.
totally fine.
Okay. It's a teeny bit choppy, but I think the sound is okay. If you want me to share, but I'm afraid to.
Oh, no, no, no. I don't need to.
Okay, I'm just going to try to not move that much until I can sort out what actually happens. All right. So anyway,
Is there a new? Okay, here's the one.
yeah, it's a new one. All right.
Okay.
All right. So we're not fancy and don't have cool videos like I planned because for whatever reason, OBS is being just a raging hormone, a horrible monster of sorts. So, and especially when we're talking about vagina, which scares everyone. So I'm going to just blame that.
Vaginas.
Okay. So let's go on and try. And I'm going to try not to move. So at least, all you can do is just hear me. Anywho, I've never had this issue before, so I apologize for the lag because this hasn't been a problem in the past. Well, I don't have Linux and all that. I just, whatever. Maybe I'll reach out to Booleanator and be like, hey, you want to run the show for me in case, whatever. And maybe that'll work. I don't know. But, if somebody's out there and we have a rapport and you want to help a girl out, that'd be great. So, as we were talking about grass pills that make your vagina smaller and your labia shrink, which they don't. You can buy them on eBay if you like. Maybe I'll see if I can find some somewhere. I'm not taking pictures. and give it a go.
I actually was reading that. What was I reading today? That. Oh, it was on the labiaplasties.
Yes.
That there's no set metric that actually defines an oversized labia. And so they just decide in the clinic if it's over 2 inches, then it's too big. Even though that doesn't even though that doesn't that doesn't make it too big. It's just they've decided.
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
Yeah.
I don't quite understand why it is that people just I guess some people just like the labiaplast because they think that somehow their vagina has to look a certain way in order to be attractive.
Yeah, I feel like at one time I watched Beverly Hills something. Remember there's a plastic surgery show on
Oh, okay. Yeah.
on E. Yeah. And they were this one lady had a labiaplasty and she was talking about how when she would work out and stuff, it would get caught and it hurt and then it would fold in when she had had sex. And so I guess I could understand that, but still, you could just move it.
Yeah.
They're pretty flexible.
It is like squishy tissue,
It is squishy tissue. You could just move it.
You could just move it around and it's okay.
You could just pump it up into a little ball.
Yeah. It's depending on how much is there,
Yeah.
Some people don't have lots of large labia and that's okay, Some have just very minimal. But I don't know what has fueled that desire to change the way your labia looks. I mean,
well, the plastic surgery website that I found said that it's because of one thing is porn.
okay. Yeah.
So women, we see more and more pornographic images of the labia. So therefore we have a certain idea of what the labia should look like.
Ah.
I don't know about you, but I don't spend a lot of my time like looking at other women's labias and like comparing because that's weird.
And I heard that anal bleaching was a thing for a little while. People will bleach their anus to look more camera friendly, I suppose.
So all of this is clearly for all the porn we're doing.
I don't do porn.
I don't either. I'm 40 and I live in like the suburbs and I have 2 dogs and a kid. Like I don't have time.
Nobody has time for porn. No,
I don't have time for porn. I don't have time to look at porn.
So we can't compare our labias to pornographic images because we're too busy living our lives.
Yeah. Like I feel like if you're worried about what your labia is doing, like you need to spend less time watching porn.
Yeah. And stop worrying about how
what
your
other
labia.
Yeah. I've never literally met a man that was like, "Oh, your labia."
It's like, I'm going to choke on it.
That's a big bite of labia.
Oh my goodness. It's just, so it's just, I haven't met a person like that either. So it's just, and
my husband never complains.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know that ladies sit around and go, what's your labia like? But I wonder if women I've seen that there's different movements. Sort of like, vaginas and labias look so differently. Labias are meant to look different, and these are all the different types, and there was like a wall. There was like an art exhibit where people got their labia casted in plaster, and then they just showed all of the different, and they were all anonymous, of course, but they showed all of the different shapes, and like it's a spectrum, labia.
It is. All labias come different. Just like all penises look different.
Yeah.
Some are straight as an arrow. Some are small. Some are big. Some are the size of a Coke bottle. Some curve to the left. Some curve to the right.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's kind of an interesting thing. People are obsessed with their genitalia looking a certain way, and you can't help but think, where are they thinking that, what is the ideal labia, and what's the ideal penis, and who gets to pick that?
Does it just look like straight like this? I don't know.
Is it supposed to look like a hot dog with a mushroom on the top?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't care. If you were, and there were 12,000 labiaplasties last year. That's like a lot of vag. That's like vag tissue. And then they can sometimes the surgeons can remove too much. They can not remove enough. The stitches cannot stay. It's like, that's a very tender area. So you can get infections. Yeah. And then it said the recovery, like your vulva will hurt for several days or weeks. I was really?
Gosh.
There's nothing worse than pain down there. I don't know.
Well, there are actually some doctors that, and this came out recently, where doctors were going back after women were giving birth and sewing them tighter.
Oh, that's been going on forever.
Yeah, sewing them tighter.
The husband stitch?
Yes. So they sew them back tighter. I knew somebody who had given birth, and the doctor went back to sew her up and sewed her up wrong and snipped off the excess.
Oh, ouch.
Oh, God. And snipped off the excess skin. Oh, it's okay. I already sewed it up. And I'm just like, holy moly.
I had an episiotomy, so I had, it was very wide open, but there was nothing extra about the stitching.
No, thank you. Just sign it. Just stitch it up. You know, like, oh my gosh. But
and how sexist is that you would add an extra stitch for the husband's pleasure? Because you know, if it's tighter, it ain't feeling any good for you.
No, that just means they just rip it open again. Yes. It just doesn't do, and it'll go back on its own. You know, it's meant to open and close, and there's muscles and stuff that are associated. That's why they have the Kegels. Which
just do your Kegel exercises.
Kegel exercises, those vaginal muscles. I was looking at the vaginoplasty. Have you seen those where they actually go in and make the vagina on the inside tighter?
Oh God, no.
And the only justification I can see for that is if you've had like a tremendously traumatic type of birth, or you've birthed a lot and it was trauma,
like a watermelon.
Yeah, like a huge. It's like there's a heavy traumatic type of birth where maybe you gave birth to a very large child, or maybe you had a car accident, stuff like that, where there's actual trauma and damage to the vagina to where they have to go in and reconstruct. That is like, well, in that case, or if you got like uterine prolapse and things like that, where they go in and try to reconstruct the muscles and things, I could see that. But some women are going in for elective surgery to make their vaginas actually smaller and tighter for sexual reasons. And I'm going, man.
Oh my God. The level of vanity and obsession is ridiculous to me.
Let's snip off our labia and make our vaginas tighter.
Yeah.
And bleach our anuses.
And
And eat grass.
And so the article I read on labiaplasty said there's literally like no reason to ever get a labiaplasty. There's like the only reason you would ever get it is if like it literally was like folding into your vagina when you're having sex and it was so large that it would get caught on things. Otherwise, there's no reason.
God, can you imagine getting your labia caught on stuff from day-to-day things? Like it.
That would be like having a penis.
I had a dream I had a penis once. Actually, it was amazing because I can feel things in my sleep. And so I was just like, oh, wow, I have a penis. So, of course, what did I do? I put it in things.
Yeah.
So in my dream, I was putting my penis in things. I was like, oh, what does this feel like? Oh, what does this feel like? In the end of my dream, I ended up in prison because I was showing my penis everywhere.
Oh, that's funny.
So even in my penis dream, there was like, it ended badly because I was exposing myself.
You are exposing yourself in your penis dreams.
Oh my gosh. So it's crazy. So people are snipping their labia, getting their vaginas tightened. They're trying to take supplements to make this happen. So let's talk about the goddess pearls.
Oh, they're my favorite.
And you wrote an article about that just today. I read it. It was cool.
Because the women's like videos were so inspiring that I had to write it because her like science behind it was so bad I couldn't like even stop myself. Because she said her little what are these? Why don't you explain what these are?
These are like little, what she calls little goddess pearls, and what it has inside of them is all kinds of different herbs, okay? And so she wants you to inject them into your vagina, like with a tampon applicator, and you're supposed to leave them in there for a few days, or like 24 hours at least, in order to fully cleanse out everything in your vagina.
Yeah, and she's not the only one that makes these. Like, there are a lot. I've actually searched, and there's like Etsy pages that sell them, and there's other websites that sell them. There's like pages on how you can make them, but her page is extra. It's just extra. She says your vagina can get fleeky.
Yes, I saw that. Your vagina can get fleeky. And I'm like, what the heck is that? What is the fleeky vagina thing?
Yep.
So,
and she also says that when you have sex with someone, they leave a part of them in your womb parts.
Yeah, that's not how the body works.
Oh, they leave an imprint in your womb parts. Now, she doesn't realize that when a man has sex with a woman, they don't actually have sex with the uterus.
Yeah, they don't. That's way up higher. And if your man's penis manages to get into your uterus, number one, you don't have cervix anymore, and two, he's quite above average, like well above average, like borderline horse territory.
Correct. I mean that's But she says that your ex-lover, boyfriend, sexual partner can imprint on the womb area or the yoni or the uterus part.
Yes.
Area.
And she says you're supposed to pray over the beads too before you shove them in. Which is great.
So you're supposed to say, wait, hold on. What is her intention thing again?
You got to say his name or something, you know.
Wait, it's in my article.
Okay.
It's the best.
Let's all take a moment to think about our exes who have been inside us and left their carbon footprint, I guess. Maybe it's has something to do with global warming.
Okay, so her name is Vanessa White.
Mm-hmm.
And she also goes by Olana Ikiosi, naturally.
Okay.
And then she tells you that her little balls filled with, like, basically tea will reduce your menstrual cramps, increase your libido, kill the parasites, remove toxins, and help you detox from your ex.
Yeah, which you got to detox from your ex, but I imagine just detoxing from your ex means just kicking them out of your life.
I pretty much just detox when I break up with them, and then I have a bottle of wine and everything's fine.
Yeah, I was kind of like, you know.
So her rationalization for this is that her amazing cloth-wrapped herbs have vibrational energy that can suck out the bad juju that's left inside you by a former sexual partner.
Yeah. I don't know how that works. It's like
Reiki, you know, it's magical juju, vibrationally energized chakras.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
You know, I just kind of think if you just want to get the juju out, you just have a really nice orgasm with somebody else.
That's a good idea. So you need to speak your intentions over the pearl before they insert into your cooch. And you say, I remove insert person's name from my womb area during this cleanse. Really, that's it.
Okay, so I wonder because
And then you can expect to be freed of your nasty, funky ex in 6 days.
Fantastic.
And every day of your cleanse, you have to say that same thing, and you meditate over it every day.
Yeah.
And that also might help improve your vaginal dryness, and you might also get a massive yeast infection, but that's okay because pain is healing.
Yeah, pain. Yeah, no pain, no gain. And also, you know, the yeast can clearly eat other things. Yeah, you know, that just means it's working. It means it's eating on all that bad juju that you got laying around. Yeah.
So on her page, did you notice that people show pictures of their discharge?
I hadn't got that far. And after I read it on your article, I'm like, I don't know that I want to see that.
So people showed their clumpy yeast and said, I think the juju or whatever's in there is coming out. No, that's just a yeast infection. And another woman had like what appeared to be vaginal lining. It was so
like her epithelium, like it was sloughing off, like, you know that.
Yep.
Oh God. How did she know that it was not her period, or if she was on her period, or if it wasn't then it was
thick
just
tissue. I mean, it was thick tissue.
Oh my God. No, I'm not streaming with dial-up internet. This is actually the fastest internet that I have. This is weird because I've been able to have live streams in the past. I don't have anything else running on my laptop. Nothing is attached to my internet except this. So I'll work on this with tech friends that I know and see if I can't make it better. So I appreciate your patience, and what I can do is once I get this, I should have a good decent recording. I can upload the recording, which would probably be better than the actual live stream, which I can do as well. So I'll be able to do that in post. So we can do that.
Yeah, I had to upgrade. You have the highest kind?
Yeah, I have the fastest that I can get. And I live out in the sticks. So what I may do is call on a friend to help me produce, if at all possible, if it's going to be like this every evening. So it's weird. I don't usually have this problem, so this is strange. But I will work on it and see what I can do to fix it. Everything is weird. So we've talked about, let's see, vaginal detox. Did you happen to have a chance to look at the frickin', what was it? Or I think it's still on. Yeah.
The acupuncture?
Yeah, the acupuncture, the genital acupuncture.
Yes, that will help. Maybe, sort of, kind of. We're not sure with menopause.
Yes. So this thing that I sent you, I believe that was part of like the Acupuncture Society of Britain, I think is what it was.
Yeah, the association of something or other.
Yeah, something in Britain. And so they said that there's some stuff to show that essentially if you get acupuncture on your labia, maybe that will help with dryness. I would imagine it might.
Kind of, we're not really sure, but does it really hurt to try? No, was kind of what I got from it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I got from it too. Now I did read some stuff on vaginal steaming.
Oh my God. Chrissy, whatever her face is.
Chrissy Teigen, she thought she'd give that a go. I think she was just doing that just to make fun of Gwyneth.
Well, Goddess Detox sells the steam too.
I saw that. And you can buy a bucket to stand over, I think is what it was. So, yeah.
Ladies, you don't need to steam anything. You don't need to detox anything. You don't need to clean anything. Your vagina cleans itself.
It's self-cleaning.
Yeah.
It works.
It's kind of like how your liver self-detoxes.
Yeah. It's just, it's weird. Now,
if you're that concerned about how funky it smells, you should probably go to the doctor.
Yeah. If it has like specific smells that are indicative of something that doesn't smell quite right, if it's foul or odors, it's doctor time. It's not vaginal steaming time. That just might make it worse.
Yeah. Or if, say, you have greenish tinged discharge coming out, that might just be chlamydia and not.
Oh, yeah.
No.
No.
The lengths that some of these people will go to like do anything but see a doctor.
Yeah,
And like none of this stuff is FDA approved. And so all of it is garbage and it could potentially hurt you.
Yeah, but they don't care because clearly the FDA is a government funded thing that's big pharma's throwing money at. And so you're just, okay.
Actually.
Okay. Even if that was the case, to sit there and go through, if you did your research and you looked up stuff, you'd be like, wait.
Do your research.
You do your research and stuff, and you saw that people got stuff coming out their vajayjays that looks like this probably really bad. Maybe you shouldn't shove it in there. So
And pain is not healing. Pain is not healing. There's no such thing as pain is healing.
No, you can have soreness from exercise, but that's not the same as suddenly having pain out of your lady bits and going, oh wow, this is working.
So yes, even with that goddess, with the steaming and with the pearls, like Side effects include vaginal burning. Like,
I'd want to sit on an ice block after that, you know?
so not only that, but then if you put something up there for that long, you could get toxic shock syndrome.
Yes, yes.
You can get a yeast infection. You could get a bacterial infection. You're introducing crap into your body that you don't even know what it is.
True, true.
Some herbalist from somewhere decided that all of these things would be good, and you should just put it in your cooch.
And, you know, how do you know it's even sterile?
Yeah, probably not.
You're just introducing all kinds of other types of bacteria. And what if you have an allergy? Can you imagine having an allergic reaction in your vagina to one of these herbs?
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Wait, no, yes. I read an article where a writer was like, I bought the detox pearls to see if they would work kind of thing.
Yeah.
And she literally said it felt like her vaginal lining was burning off.
Yeah.
And she deduced that she was having an allergic reaction, and so she could only keep it in for 10 hours because she thought she was dying.
Yeah, that doesn't sound pleasant at all, and I don't think I need that.
So anyone that's getting any benefit from this, it's purely placebo, and you could probably just take a sugar pill and get the same benefit.
Yeah, yeah. You know, and even if you shove sugar pills up your hoo-ha, you know, you're still going to risk a yeast infection because it's sugar.
Well, no, I'm just saying eat your sugar pill and pretend like it's going into your vagina.
Ah, I see the other end. Okay.
Yeah, don't put a sugar pill up your vagina.
Yeah, don't do that. That's a bad idea.
That sounds horrible.
You know, speaking of which, there are certain kinds of lubrications, especially the flavored kind, that you want to be careful to not use. If that's your sort of jam, you can actually get a yeast infection if it has any kind of sugar in it. Especially if it's flavored. You got to watch out for that.
Right. Any kind of sugar is not good for your vagina.
No. So if you're over there shoving herbs up in there with potential bacteria, not really knowing what's in it, it could cause all kinds of problems, including yeast infections, bacterial infections, allergic reactions.
Yeah. And that's all so that you can detox your ex.
Detox your ex. Get
and
your ex
steam your
out.
vagina after having a kid is steaming to tighten it, or is it to make it smell better?
I have no idea.
Why haven't women like gone to the gynecologist where they tell you do not douche?
Yeah. It's just, you know, you mess up your bacteria balances because you have naturally occurring bacteria down there that's supposed to help you. And if you go and start doing that, you're gonna mess up that delicate balance, and then you end up with a raging yeast infection, and that's miserable.
Yeah, yeast infections hurt. I don't know why you would want to shove something up your. Ew.
I don't quite.
I don't even like wearing tampons for a couple hours. I get afraid of toxic shock syndrome, and like leaving those things in for a couple days.
Yeah,
Ew.
No, that's just
all for woo.
Yeah,
vaginal woo. Today it's all about the vajayjay woo.
Yeah, if your vajayjay could talk to you, it would say, "Don't shove goddess pearls in me. I'm allergic to them."
Also, on the flip side, if your vajayjay could talk to you, if you have a bacterial infection, it would also say, "Please don't shove garlic up me. It won't work."
You're just gonna smell like a really bad, I don't know, salmon Italian dinner.
Yeah, that's like literally something that the people in the crunchy world do. They wrap garlic in gauze and they put it in the vagina, and they think that that's going to cure a bacterial infection.
I think they like to do these things because it makes them feel special, like they know something more than doctors. And so this is somehow their way of one-upping people who went to university and studied and like, oh, I know more than they do. I know my body better than my doctors do.
Well,
so,
it's that, and they don't. Yeah. They want to just, they have paranoia about doctors or medicine, or they somehow think that natural products are somehow better, even though everything is technically natural, and and everything is a chemical. They live in that la la land where if you can't pronounce it, you shouldn't use it.
Yeah. Oh, God. And they think chemicals are bad. And you're like, you eat chemicals. It's called
Yeah.
sugar in
I'm drinking a
vegetables.
chemical right now. It's called water.
Yeah. There are toxic chemicals, and then there are just chemicals.
Well, everything could be toxic in dosage. I mean, too much
Yes.
water. Too much water can kill you.
Yes. Yes.
Too much oxygen can kill you.
Yeah. Yeah. Too much of anything can kill you. Too little of something can kill you too. So it is a matter of dosage. It's kind of almost like everybody has their price. It's just a matter of negotiation. It's kind of
Correct.
like dosage too for the chemicals. It makes me kind of nuts because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm just so sick of hearing people like, well, these have chemicals in it. Do you know what chemicals? Well, chlorine by itself would kill you. Sodium by itself would blow your face off because if it enters water, it just explodes. But sodium and chlorine together form a tasty thing called salt that we put on our chips. It's not the individual thing, it's how it's interacting with everything else in there. I heard cell phone reception in your vajayjay is excellent. What in the world? People are strange on the YouTube. Charioteer, I guess,
There is no phone reception in my vajayjay.
There's not either, man. Though it would be great if I was a walking cell phone tower. It'd make my life easier.
I would sell bandwidth off of it if I could.
Yeah, for real. Get 4G network off of my
5G. 5G.
5G.
5G now.
5G network. 5G network off my junk. Think of how much money I could make. I could just people could pay me to sit next to them on the bus or something, or
I think what we need to do is we need to develop a vaginal product that is complete bullcrap and then market it. And it could be everybody needs to rub charcoal on your vagina because the charcoal pulls out all of the bad juju and scrubs out all of the bad karma and chakra balances, and it will help get rid of your parasites, candida, and also cure the chronic Lyme that is in your vagina.
Yeah. We could do that. If we make it as unpleasant as possible, then that's probably the best way to go. I was thinking if we make it pleasant, nobody will believe that it works.
So you need to actually put the charcoal in a condom and then shove it in the vagina, and you have to leave it there for 6 days.
6 days, yes.
Yeah. And then one day you just have to pop the condom, and then the charcoal will just come spilling out your legs, and you have to go to work, and you can't change your pants.
And then immediately go on social media and talk about it.
Yes.
Oh my god!
You will get rid of your charcoal. You will get rid of the bad juju and the bad energy from the healing vibrations of charcoal.
See, we could make it sound super sciencey because they use charcoal in filtration systems. So you could actually be filtering because anytime that you eat a poison or something, sometimes they have you eat charcoal depending on what it is, or they use it in water filtration. Since
my dog had she got a little back. She pulled a back muscle, and so we took her to the vet, and she ate and they gave her some some NSAIDs, right?
Yeah,
and the NSAIDs tasted like treats. And so one night she got into the NSAIDs and ate the whole bottle.
Oh my god!
And I had to take her to the emergency vet, and they gave her charcoal and pumped her stomach, and then laced her whole stomach with charcoal because I guess it scrapes out the stomach lining.
Okay, see, then we need to shove that in our vagina because it works for dogs.
Correct. So, it will scrape out all of the bad stuff that's in your vagina lining, including all of the imprints left by former ex-lovers that you didn't like anymore.
Yeah.
Someone made a good point. One of my readers said, This kind of sounds like when she was talking about back to the whole imprint on the vagina thing. It almost sounded like how that Christian thing where it's like every time you have sex with someone, they take a part of your soul, or you're forever connected and you can never be disconnected. You're always connected.
Oh, God.
No, you're not.
I can't imagine being connected to some of my exes. I mean, it's like, oh my God.
I can't even remember what sex was like with half of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm certainly not connected. And if I saw them,
yeah.
I wouldn't be thinking about what it was like to be connected.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a weird thing because I think as a society we sit there and guys are like, oh, that's in my spank bank. You know what I mean? And women will be like, I don't ever want to think about doing it with him ever again. And we don't sit there and going, wow, yeah, that was totally in the spank bank. Now, if it was particularly good, that might be a thing. But we don't sit there, like making a list of, oh, this person was, it's just like.
If someone's exceptionally bad, you just try not to even remember their name.
Yes. Yes.
Now, I've been married and with my husband for 10 years, so it's been a long time since I've racked up any partners, but there was a time.
We get real now.
Yeah.
Okay, so I had an ex that was a Wolverine cosplayer. Very nice to look at. Horrible in the evening time activities in the bed. Just absolutely, beautiful man. Had no idea what to do. And I'm like, what a waste.
Such a waste.
Maybe, and I'm not worried about his imprint at all.
Yeah.
I'm not worried.
I'm pretty confident that there's nothing imprinted in my vagina other than the last massive thing that came out was my son.
Yeah.
And even he's not imprinted.
Yeah. I don't think that sticks around. You don't go, oh, wow, a part of my son is still inside me. That's just kind of freaky weird.
That'd be really weird.
It's just, I mean, you have a connection with your child, but you don't sit around going, a part of him is still inside me, because that just sounds strange, and you're like, this ain't right.
Well, yeah, and now my son is 6, and so if you tell him that he came out of my belly, he's always like, how did I fit in there?
Very carefully.
Well, you weren't 54 pounds.
You didn't start out that way. Oh my God, can you imagine having
a 54-pound baby? No, that sounds.
God, that's got to be utterly miserable.
I don't even know what the world's largest baby would be. But my son was tiny. He was only 5 pounds.
Oh goodness, yeah. Now I'm kind of curious, and that's going to take me down a whole rabbit hole on the internet if I go looking up world's largest births or something. Like, what the heck? Yeah, I probably don't want to do that before you go to sleep. I'll have nightmares about giving birth to the world's largest babies. And we did talk about my penis dream earlier. So we know I have very odd dreams. And they're very lucid and they're real and I feel everything. So
Are you on Ambien?
No, not at all.
Oh.
I had a dream the other night that my breasts were cut off and I was holding them. I was holding them. It was like my breasts had been cut off by an ex who was out there, and I had them sewn back on, but they were sewn on wrong. And so I had to go back to the hospital, and I'm literally holding my chest, and I'm like, I have to get this fixed. And they're standing there like, you're not in the system. I said, I was just here yesterday. Like, we don't have your files. So it became like an issue of, we don't have a file on you. We can't possibly treat you. I'm like, they're right here. Can you please sew my breasts back on?
That's another show is we have to do boob woo.
Boob woo, yes.
Boob woo, and we could do 7 shows on birth woo.
Probably, yes. We should talk about the penis at some point in time.
I don't have one, so I don't have much to say about them.
I don't either. I don't have one either. Maybe we can
And
invite somebody on one day.
but I did. Oh, I wrote a piece on circumcision.
Ah,
Because
okay.
there was this doctor who like back alley circumcised like 6 patients. He was like a doctor that immigrated from Pakistan to the United States, and while he was in Pakistan, he was like a doctor that performed circumcisions, but then he moved to the United States and he didn't do any circumcisions from like 1996 to like 2017 or something, or 2015. It was like 19 years, 2015.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he decided, like, other immigrants that were in his community, like, knew of his practice back in Pakistan and like contacted him to do circumcisions. And without proper training or even like privileges at a hospital or clinic to do these, he just did them in his clinic, and he like completely mangled like 6 babies' penises.
Oh,
And so
God.
I wrote an article about it. Not even like, it wasn't even really like about circumcision. It was just more like he mangled a bunch of baby penises. Yeah. And some guy sent me a message with dick pics of like a circumcised penis, and then with it popped out. And then he was like telling me about how everyone has one and what do I think about circumcisions? And it was super gross. And that's the kind of stuff I get in my inbox, just so you know.
Wow. I tend to get stuff on my science account. People like, hey, are you taking applications for husbands or lovers? I'd like to apply for that. But it's usually preempted by, I really like your science stuff. Your science account's great. And by the way, are you looking for a lover? And I'm like,
I don't get any of those propositions. Damn, you must be doing something good. I just get dick pics.
I'll get like, hey, how you doing? You know,
I was sitting next to my husband, by the way, in bed, and I was like, I started like kicking him because I got super tense and annoyed, and he's like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "Look at this."
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh man, this has been fun.
Yes, I have a lot of stories.
Oh, goodness. We have so many stories. Okay. Well, I'm going to see if I can sort out the internet weird stuff that's been going on and see if I can't call in some help from friends. And so we don't have all this choppy video like for next time. Because I hate that. That gets on my nerves. And it seems to pop up every once in a while with this, but it's not every single time. So it's really irritating. But this has been awesome. And I think, do you want to do this like a weekly thing, or do you want to do it a couple times a month? I don't know what your schedule's like. So what would you like to do? We can do
we could probably do weekly.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, unless there's something coming up and I can't. I mean, I'm
okay. That's all
generally
right.
like, if you tell me some ideas, if I have that, like I have time during the week to research that kind of stuff.
Cool.
Like everything I talked about tonight, I read this afternoon.
See, that's how smart you and I are. We're like, we have vaginas. We're experts automatically just from that. And then that aside, look at all this crazy stuff that people are doing to it.
And we're also probably massive introverts that like to read.
I think I'm an extroverted introvert. There are times where I can be like super social, and other times I'm like, not today, Satan. I'll be over there in my jammies, binge watching The Punisher, not thinking for a little while.
Yeah, I'm always an introvert.
Oh, goodness. Well, you do a good job. You do a good job.
I can fake it.
Yeah. Fake it till you make it, baby. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Well, this has been awesome. This has been the first episode, albeit choppy and problematic at times. But we, you know, it's the first one. We're ironing out stuff, and I'll see if I can't work out the technical issues for next time. And what I can do is take the one that we've recorded, put it together, and have like a less choppy version for people to be able to watch. It should be all right. OBS is so weird sometimes. But I'm going to sort that out for the next time. So...
Oh my God, if we send them to Kyle Curtis, he analyzes them. Kyle will like rip this apart. I do a show with Kyle every Sunday, and he would destroy this. This is like so bad right now. But we will get better. This is just the first.
This is just the first. And so, well, we will get better. We will get better. And if Kyle wants to help us, that'd be nice.
He's got his own show.
I know. He's a busy dude. So I'll call on some help and see what I can do to make certain it's not choppy. I don't normally have this problem like on my Saturday streams or the other times I've streamed in the evening. So I'll investigate it and check it out and see what I can do.
I think Thursday nights are a very busy streaming night, though, to be honest.
Okay. Well, we might can switch it to another evening then. So maybe a Wednesday or a Tuesday or however that works, whichever night might be better. And we'll see how it goes. But this has been fun. Talking about goddess pearls. Don't put things in your vagina.
Please don't.
No, unless it's meant to go there.
And there's literally no amount of like meditating or praying over anything that's going to get fake imprinted energy out of your vagina.
Yeah, guys are not leaving a footprint there, and if they are, you need to see a doctor.
They've created a fictitious disease with a fictitious cure. Presto.
Yes. Oh goodness. Yeah. Oh, well, this has been awesome. Yay for Katie being here today. Yay for me. I put this together.